Hello friends, welcome back to this channel Vartita Learning Platform, and today we are going to discuss in this series of Typescript about the two-dimensional array elements, how to initialize a two-dimensional array and how to use the push method just like we used it for the single-dimensional array, how we can use it for two-dimensional array and how we can print out the values. Okay, so let's see how to declare it. So let array and it's like number, and this is a two-dimensional array, so this is the way you can declare it. And how to initialize it, this is the way to initialize it. Okay, it's a two-dimensional array and we want two rows and two columns. Suppose we want two rows, or you can say for three rows, then we can write something like this. If we have to create three rows, then we have to initialize like this. Okay, so here I'm declaring an array with three rows. Okay, and number of columns you don't need to mention. Suppose we want to create it for 3 by 3, so we can write it like can we write it like this? No, we cannot write it like this, right? We need to here we need to you need to omit these values, right? We can just do like this, and this is up to us, like what is the dimension that we want to create it. So we want to create with three rows, so you need to mention these three rows. So every row is a single dimensional array. You can understand what I'm trying to say. Every row in this two-dimensional array represents a one single dimensional array in itself. Okay, so here I'm going to just put the values in array and in all the three rows and three columns, which means I have to put 9 values, right? Because there are three rows and three columns, so it's a 3 by 3 matrix kind of. Okay, so let me show you that how we can do it. So you can do it like this: array 0 dot push. Okay, so it's 1, then array 0 dot push 2, then array 0 dot push 3. Okay, so in this is the first row which we are filling, and we are putting the column values. So I have assumed that I'm just going to use the three rows, three columns in every row. So this is the first row which is represented by 0. So we are talking about this one. So this is the first row where we are putting the three values 1, 2 and 3. So there are three columns, and in the first column I have value 1, in the second column I have the value 2, and in the third column I have the value 3. Now let me go to the second row. Then second row will be represented by array 1. So array 1 dot push. Let me put here 4, and then array 1 dot push 5, array 1 dot push 6. So 4, 5 and 6, these goes to the second row, and in second rows first column this is 4, in second rows second column 5, second rows third column 6. And then let's go to this array 2 dot push. So let me just put 7, and then array 2 dot push, let me put 8, array 2 dot push, let me put 9 here. Okay, so now we have three rows, and in first row I have these three values 1, 2, 3. So these are the columns of the first row, these are the columns in the second row, and these are the columns in the third row, and I want to print each of these rows. Okay, so let me just do it here. For where I will be representing the row, I is equal to 0, I is less than r, which is the, you need to know the number of rows. So there are three rows, right? So array dot if you will do the like this, array dot length, then it will come like 9. So you need to put it like 3, I less than okay, I plus plus, so 3 rows, and then for where z is equal to 0, z is smaller than 3 because 3 rows and 3 columns are there, and j plus plus. And you can do one more thing, like rather than having this 3, since we will be knowing that we are at sum of the array, so dot length I can use, and that can also work. But here for the number of rows, I need to know what is the number of elements. Okay, so this is one of the things that you can do to iterate through this. And now let's print every row here. So here, let me just write like console.log elements of first row. Okay, so this will be like this. So I'm just putting a message here. So elements of the first row, and it will simply print like console.log and then print like array I and z. Okay, so this is the way you can do this, and it will be printing of row. Let me just do this thing of row plus I plus 1. Sorry, I plus 1. Element of row 1, then it will come like 2, then it will come like 3. So this is the way you can do. Okay, so you can do something like this, I plus 1. So let's see what happens here, if it converts it into string or if it converts it into the integer. Let's see that one as well. So let me just run this terminal. So let me just not split this terminal, just open the terminal, and let's go to the location where I have placed my code. So it's cd c typescript, and let me just run it. tsc, it's ts. So let me see if it executes. It compiled. So now need to run it. So need to run the node command. So node test script.js. Okay, so you can see like element of row 1 1 2 3, element of row 2 4 5 6, element of row 3 7 8 9, right? So we have discussed this thing as well, right? How it will be converted into the string, when it will be converted into the string. So these things you need to remember, and that was a very important thing that we discussed in one of the videos earlier. Okay, so this is how you can declare a two-dimensional array, and you also know that there is another way to declare a two-dimensional array, and that is something like this: array and then array, and then you can do like this. Sorry. If you have to declare the array, two-dimensional array, then you can do like this. What will be the name? Okay, so how was it? Array, and then you need to provide like number here. Okay, so this was the way. Okay, so array, and then you need to provide the type of value that you are going to store in this array, and then it becomes like when you provide a two-dimensional array, then you need to provide another subscript here. So when you provide another subscript here like this, then in that case you are declaring a two-dimensional array. And if you are going to write something like this only, then you are going to declare a single dimensional array. But this is not a single dimensional array, so you are able to see these errors. So to fix it, just add this. So using the array object, you can also provide the values here. So this is the way you can work on. So that's it for today, and in the next video you will see like in the using the array how we can create an array of objects. Okay, so till then, have a nice day and bye bye.